Today, we're going to be talking about canceling cable services. Maybe you're just canceling because you don't watch a ton of TV anymore. Maybe you're cutting the cord for Sling TV or DirecTV Now, which I love, or maybe you're just done spending on channels you don't watch. I'll break down the cancellation process into a timeline from before the call to after you've canceled your service. Now, I'm covering cancellation for any provider. Whether you're with Time Warner or Cox or Xfinity, they all pretty much follow the same cancellation principles. What are those principles? Let's talk about it. When it comes to actually canceling your services, you really only have one option: your provider's customer service line. Some providers offer an option of emailing or mailing your cancellation requests, but that still doesn't get you out of eventually talking on the phone. I know, it's painful. But before we talk about that customer service call, I want to quickly mention that there are services that you can pay to deal with customer service for you. Some are bots, like Trim, and some use real people, like Get Human's Problem Solvers. These services are built to negotiate for you and to save you time and money. However, I'm a little skeptical. I prefer to be in control of my bills and accounts, even if that means dealing with customer service. And if you're the same way, let's get to canceling your cable services. You've got to do some preparing before you get on the phone. First of all, find your headphones. Customer service calls tend to take a long time, and I like to have my hands free to clean my apartment or something. Next, go over the contract that you signed with them. Don't let the legal jargon scare you. Just find the section that talks about cancellation or early termination fees, also known as ETFs. These fees can range anywhere from $10 to close to $500, depending on the provider and where you're at in the contract. And we've got a list of each provider's fees over at Reviews.org. I would also check to see if your provider breached the contract, like a possible long-term outage or missing channels. If they have made a breach in the contract, then that gives you a reason to end it. Or you could just try telling them how much you hated your service. There's a chance that they'll reduce your fees because you're so disappointed, but the truth is that if you're leaving your contract early, you're probably going to have to pay some fees. You'll want to ask about ETFs once you've got an agent on the phone, which we are ready to do. You'll need to find your provider's cancellation number, and when you call, you'll probably be met with one of those robot menus. Choose the option for canceling or downgrading your service, which should get you to the retention department. The menus can be confusing, so make sure they aren't forwarding you to tech support or billing. When you finally got a real live human being on the phone, be ready. They are paid and trained to keep you with their provider. Now, they're gonna ask you why you're dropping their services, and just telling them that you hate their service is asking for a long phone call. They will try to persuade you with special offers, better service, or just by putting you on hold for 20 minutes to let you wallow in misery and make you want to give up. Don't, okay? Just be patient, stay friendly, and stay clear on your cancellation mission. This is probably when they'll start threatening you with fees. Luckily, you're prepared because you've done your background research and have numbers ready. But if the cancellation fees are adding up, the agent might have some tips on lowering your cost without canceling. Sometimes just reducing your services and waiting the contract out rather than a full cancellation will actually be the cheaper option. Take the opportunity to figure out what works best for you. And while you're on the phone, make sure to ask about any equipment that's on your account. How many remotes and cable boxes do you need to return? Where and how do you return them? Are you shipping them or are you returning them in person? You want to have answers to all of these questions to make sure you don't get charged a lost equipment fee. Once you've got your fees sorted and your service almost canceled, ask your agent for their name and a ticket number just in case you have to hold them accountable later. Hopefully, though, the phone call has gone smoothly and you get off the phone. I would recommend immediately gathering all your equipment, taking photos of the serial numbers, and taking it to wherever you're supposed to drop it. If you're shipping the equipment, get the tracking number and the receipt. But if your provider has a brick and mortar near you, then I'd opt for returning it in person. And if you do, then write down the location and name of the employee that you worked with. Just document everything. They want to charge you for lost equipment, and the best way to avoid that is to document that you returned all of it. You're not done, but you're close. The last thing to do is call your provider 5 to 7 business days later and ask if they have any charges left on your account. Were there any fees that you might have missed? Did they actually cancel your service? Just make sure that everything is settled with your account. I know it sounds horrible, but the best way to lay your cable service to rest is to make sure it's dead. All in all, you can do this. Remember your headphones for the call, ask questions about the fees, and be firm with the agent. Then move on from your cable company and find something fun to do with the money you're saving. You can find out more about canceling your cable services and cord cutting at Reviews.org, which I'll link to in the description below. Remember to like and subscribe and comment with why you're leaving cable. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next review.